It's tough when it takes the whole screen. You can't see who's on this thing.
Everyone's just so excited to get to town meeting that they skipped out on the E EFPBC.
I think if we had Frank, we could call to order, right?
Right, he's a member. One,
Yep.
two. Yeah, we have 5, so we just need. I know Richard isn't making it, and Emily was going to try to get on a little bit later, but
All right,
we just need one more to get going.
all right. I'll reach out to Frank. Just hold on.
You have to stay through all town meeting tonight, Meg?
Yes. Tonight, Thursday night, yeah. We have a capital planning meeting on Wednesday night, so. And I think I have Concom tomorrow night.
Oh, man.
I kind of forgot about that, but maybe it's not till the 14th. That would be good. I think it's the 14th.
It is a tough night with multiple bodies having, pre-meetings. I think our budget is coming up on the block tonight. So I'm going to reach out to Andrew as well and see if he can shake the Hackett tree. So bear with me.
Okay.
Jay, we just need 6 people to kick the meeting off, so if
Right.
someone to drop off, they can, once
Right.
we kick the meeting off.
Yeah, hopefully Frank can log in and then go do what he needs to do. I had only got 2 responses that they couldn't make it, so kind of strange.
People may have just forgotten that it was 5 instead of
Yeah.
6, too.
Yep.
We have a
All
call
right,
in.
message has been received by Frank.
We have a call in. 7-8. Who's that?
This is Todd.
Oh,
Oh.
all right. Cool.
All right, we have Todd.
I'm in the
Frank and
car. I'm
Todd.
in traffic, so
I'm here.
That works,
I
Todd.
am mute.
And Frank's on too, so we have a quorum. We can get started.
Great.
Thank you. Okay.
Do you want me to bring up the agenda?
Chris, do you have the agenda handy or?
Annie's gonna handle all that. Jay, 'cause Chris is.
I have it here. I can share my screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Can anyone see if there's anyone from the public on? Andy, do you see anyone from the public?
No, I don't see anybody.
All right, so we can move through that.
Okay.
And we'll get going on the meeting minutes while you're pulling it up. I know we had 3 sets of meeting minutes, the 11th, March 11th, the 18th, and April 8th.
Correct.
Richard said he sent you some notes, Don.
Okay, I haven't gotten them yet, but I'll get them incorporated.
Okay. Does anyone approve those minutes?
I thought they looked great. I actually just wanted to thank Don and Frida because we've covered a lot of ground in these.
We lost you, Chris. All right, so Chris made a motion. Can we get a second?
Second.
Is that Mark?
Yep.
Okay. Let's do the roll call for his. Who's on? Frank? Might have lost him.
Aye.
Todd?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Just made motion, Mark, and Don.
Aye.
Okay, so those are accepted with the 7 people we have on here.
I'll say yes too, Jay. I just got on.
Oh, Lisa, okay, great.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you, Lisa, thank you. Okay, moving on to onto the Lynch and Andy, you're gonna take this monthly reports.
Yes, thank you, Jay. All right, so this monthly report, we have uploaded this onto the Google Drive. Let me know if you guys don't have access to that. So going, I'm gonna quickly review this, and then I have another presentation that I'm going to present today. So a couple item, maybe a repeat. So please ignore that, anything that we repeat. So progress on site for site work, the contractor continue working on the excavation of the foundation work, backfilling, and then the site's upgrade. Utility work, we continue doing the work for the drainage, the water line, and the sewer line. Those are ongoing. We completed the infiltration system at lot 4. And, contractor, they start doing the underground conduit. I have some picture that I can share later on. Also, plumbing work, roughing will be starting in May, which they're starting now on site. But footing work, they continue to do the excavation of that for the building footing and the foundation. Again, the water line, sewer line, drainage, those those are still ongoing. They finished the excavation part of that. Structural steel, as I mentioned last month, delivery date got pushed to April 15, and they were delivered on April 15. They finished about 75% of the steel erection. They still have work like doing the detailing, the metal decking. We still have continue to have the engineer like Weston and Sampson, niche engineer on site, also UTS doing the compaction and concrete testing. There's no major issue to report. So a couple milestones that were achieved in April, continue excavation, UTS continue with testing, foundation, waterproofing. The utility work, those are ongoing. Structural steel, delivery and erection, we start getting into like more of the B and the C part of the building. A building, it's about, I would say 90% complete. There's still some detailing that they still have to do. And then they started the metal decking installation of A, and then also, as I mentioned, they started the conduit for the temporary and the permanent power. Next month, which is in May, we're looking to continue with building B and building C for the steel. Continue with steel delivery, erecting, metal decking work, continue with the footing, foundation, concrete, temporary power line work, and and then doing the mock-up for the air vapor barrier, and then finish the water utility work, the water line, the sewer line, the drainage work. So key meetings, we have, our regular owner architects meeting and the contractor meeting every Thursday. So May 2nd, May 9th, May 16th, the 23rd and the 30th, those are our regular meeting. The next lead meeting is tomorrow. I believe it's around 12:30 over here. And then tonight's meeting, EFPBC at 5, and then the next MSBA visit will be the 30th and the July 25th. Also, we want to mention the next meeting is another milestone is the topping off ceremony. Bright Builder, they are proposing the 31st of May. So they will have the last beam going into the Parkhurst for the signature. So we can talk about that in a little bit. Project budget, we're right on budget. There's no new change order. We have a couple PCO that we're reviewing right now, and those should be on the next month EFPBC agenda for review. MBE, WBE, Bright Builder, they continue to make best effort on those goals. There's no issue right now. Safety, nothing to report. So progress photo, you're going to be seeing some photo here and then on my presentation again. So this is steel erection at the gym area on area A today. As of last week, this is where we are. And this is where inside of the gym, the metal decking that I mentioned, those are installed at area A inside the gym. This is another area looking at area B to start erecting that. So in May, you'll be seeing more into the C area. Another view of steel erection at area B, they're gonna start doing the metal decking soon to B. Here's a picture of the manhole, the invert of the manhole that we took, and also installation of the new drain line in the manhole here at the north side of the building. Conduit run for permanent power, and then new domestic and fire water line into the building. The financial, we're right on, so right now we're right on budget. There's nothing major to report on that. Cash flow wise, the contractor is starting to catch up because initially they said they'll deliver the steel at the end of March, and that got pushed about 2 weeks, but the end date will be the same. There's no change to that, but they're going to catch up on the cash flow. Schedule wise, right now we're on schedule. We have, the full schedule in here. If you guys want to take a look at the detail, there's no change on the schedule. And, we also attach our weekly reports with the manpower. I'm just going to jump right on that. So on our weekly, we have more picture if you guys are interested in seeing what's going on each week. I'm not going to go into the detail of that, but I want to share the manpower. So we have about 141 manpower on the site. I mean, however, of that, there's about like 18, like 8 for for Hill and Bright Builder. So take the 18 out, we still have about 130 around there. No, not 130, 120 to 130 manpower wise. Again, there are more picture in there if you guys need to review it in more detail. We do have them in the reports. And then also we put at the regular our 4-week look ahead from Bright Builder on there with the other activity going on the in the month of April. And again, we have submittal log anything hot. We concentrate on the hot item. The design team has been doing a great job concentrating on all the hot item. Like, there are, every subcontractor will be sending in, like they already start sending in the paint and color and stuff like that. So those will be reviewed at a later time. But right now we concentrate on like concrete, steel, windows, any long lead item. We want to concentrate on those. And we review this with the design team and the owner at every OAC meetings. As I mentioned, there are a few PCO out there. Our team is reviewing them, and then there will be we're going to review them with this committee on the next EFPBC meeting. We're going to combine them in one change order, and when I say review them, we look at the rate, we look at to see at every single detail to make sure that they're reasonable. Sometimes we negotiate them down. And check the contract to see if we own it before we make the recommendation to the owner. There are a few like pending PCO out there. I was still waiting for the contractor to submit. These are the 4 out there right now. Any question on the report before I jump on our regular presentation?
No, I only have one question and ask if you do get a good picture someday of the canopy foundations, whenever you get to those for the solar.
Okay, so send it to you, Jay?
Oh yeah, just include it in your report. I think it's interesting for everyone to see what goes into that.
We're sure to have it.
Yeah.
Mark is very detailed. Mark Kokarian from us. We'll make sure we have it. Okay. So this is our regular presentation. I do have some more picture that I want to share, and then I do have a time lapse similar to last month, but this is for the month of April. All right. So as I mentioned, the construction that was going on is the existing water line, the sewer line, and drainage. Those are the one that we want to finish and get it out of the way and backfill, and then we can concentrate on the steel and the exterior work. Footing and foundation wall, those are ongoing. As I mentioned, we got the delivery of the steel and metal decking. Underground electrical, I showed a picture of that earlier. They started that work in April. And then, as I mentioned, we completed the infiltration work at Lot 4. Last week, I've reached out to the MSBA about the PFA bid amendment, and also again today, no update yet. So a couple more picture here. Steel erection at A. I think this is this picture was again another duplicate from the monthly report. Another picture for the new sewer line manhole. This is that drainage line in the manhole that was there. Here's another overview from the camera, seeing the entire site here. Financial wise, I mentioned that we're right on track, a little bit under on the cash flow, but they should be catching up very soon here. So the next major milestone will be starting the roofing in May. So they will be starting that very soon. Slap on deck, slap on deck and slap on grade, that will also starting very soon in May. So I have, substantial completion of those. Not completion of the roof and the metal decking. Those are targeting for September, and also at the same time, doing the so following that exterior, the sheeting, the framing will follow. So again, cash flow wise, we're right on. So here's a time lapse that I want to share. These are the activity that happened in April. So this is where that, we have the water line area down here. Also manhole, they're doing the manhole work here. Steel erection. That's it. I'm gonna put this presentation onto the Google Drive as well. You need to see the time lap here. I mean, that's it for our presentation. It's a lot going on site. I think once you're there for the topping off at the end of the month, I think it will be pretty exciting. I know Mark is out there every day and you see all the great stuff. So anything I missed, Mark, that you want to add? Mark O'Corian?
You seem to have covered everything, Andy. As he had mentioned, there's quite a lot going on. So every day you're seeing major changes on site, and it's coming along well.
Does anyone have any questions for the Hill team? Up, Done. You're up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I bumped into the gentleman who was concerned about the truck traffic and how fast they were driving, to say that he said that right after I reported that things changed, and he's very happy with how everything's been progressing with traffic in and around on the local residences around the school. So he was very happy.
That's very good to hear.
Thank you, Don. Yeah, that is on our agenda every Thursday. We do talk about safety and traffic, and we want to make sure we address those. And thank you, Don.
Welcome.
Anyone else before we move on? See it, okay. All right, so exterior mock-up. So we are going to schedule it. Well, it's going to be done, and they're going to give us until May 9th to get out there and take a look, because your end date is the 10th, Andy, is that correct?
Yes, so we did talk to Bright. They want, especially with the windows, as soon as possible. They're asking for the end of this week. If we could get it by, the 9th, that would be great. So if there's any comments or any concern, we can address it on the 10th.
But Jay, I want to clarify, there is no mock-up in place yet. Right
That's what I'm
now,
gonna ask, okay.
right now, what Bray is looking for is approval on the window selection so that they can get those ordered. Because there's such a long lead time. Bray is waiting until all the water line utility work is done in that corner where Andy was showing you earlier, then they can start to place the mock-up. But what we need by the 9th or the 10th is a selection of the windows.
Okay, windows only, all right.
Well,
color.
Jay, can you hear me
Yes.
okay, Jay?
Yep.
So I think windows are especially critical path, but what we had just reviewed with TAPE, Chris Sharkey did share, I think, with the full committee in the basement of Town Hall months ago, the exterior palette, but we also expressed interest in seeing it, in the daylight, larger quantities if possible, adjacent to one another. And since and I think Chris Sharkey may actually have a slide on this in terms of like location and orientation, but then to get going on the mock-up, they're looking for as many aesthetic decisions as possible. And I was hoping that maybe Chris Sharkey could just review with us that I think there are still some out there that are pending for, some of the nuances like grout color. We haven't talked about that yet, but that's a decision that'll need to be made.
Yeah, Chris, I have a couple slides if you want to go through that. But I do think the big thing is getting kind of final say on the window finish. But yeah, I can share what I have on the mock-up. Andy, do you mind unsharing? Thank you. So yeah, so we're just talking about the mock-up location and some of the testing and things like that. So this is just an image of the two mock-up panels that we have in our set, showing windows and a curtain wall within a couple masonry, different, the brick and then the Ariscraft or the calcium silicate. And then there's some phenolic panel on the left one. So that will be what is being kind of built up out for the mock-up. The footings for those two panels are out on site. And we're just kind of waiting for those to be kind of fully built out. This is a site plan, the new existing kind of layout. This is Hill's trailer with Bright above it. And then you can see this is the Horn Pond Brook bridge. And then the mock-up is just to the north of that. That's where the two panels will be. But currently all of the kind of samples that we're talking about in terms of brick, the calcium silicate, phenolic panel, they all live in the Hill trailer. I got a picture today from Bright that shows them all laid out nicely. Mark, you want to?
Yeah, two
Jump in.
questions. One is
Yeah.
those samples, are they for the mock-up panels? Or are they for the building? Or have they been submitted for approval? And
Yeah.
second, when will the mock-up panels actually be complete? Because I'm hearing now that you need to approve a color for the windows, but we don't have a mock-up panel with all the materials on it.
Yep. So we're not going to get the fully built out mock-up panel, right? With all the brick or calcium silicate on there before we need the windows kind of approved, right? So we have smaller samples, boards of the calcium silicate, of the brick. We have smaller pieces for the phenolic and the metal panel that are in the trailer. And so we're kind of hoping that from those samples, we can kind of make a determination on the final window finish color. And so that would be kind of what we're shooting for. The larger mock-ups for us, their performance, right, before aesthetics. And so that's one of those things that just need to make sure that they're tested. And a lot of times we won't test any of them with the masonry on there, right, to make sure that there's no leaks and things like that in the ABB. And so that just kind of pushes things down the road a little bit, right? And so that's why we're trying to gather some of these smaller sample boards and things like that, and to make these decisions for the windows as best as we can. Chris?
Yeah, I guess what I wanted to ask is, since they're looking for some thumbs up from us by the end of the week, Andy, can you or Mark work with Bright Builders and have those materials literally at the trailer ready to go? Maybe, can they go grab some like 3x5 hardy board or something and literally just throw stuff on? Members are able to come by and take a look. It's like ready to go.
So they do have samples in the trailer that people can go look at. It won't be a 3x5 extensive. It's going to be a little bit smaller. I was speaking with my masonry rep last week, trying to get a larger board of both the brick and the calcium silicate on site this week, shooting for Thursday. They said it might be they're hoping to get it there, is what they said. So that would be a little bit bigger than what we have in the trailer, but we have a representative kind of material in the trailer. Chris?
An issue still to be determined, is that something you think you're going to pursue so that we can take a look? It is ready to be evaluated.
You breaking up a little bit, but so the colors that are in the trailer for all the finishes are what we have proposed from the presentation, I guess, earlier in the summer, and that would be kind of our direction that we would kind of recommend.
Yeah, sorry, I was breaking up. I'll try again. No, I'm saying on the mock-up itself is, will you bring a couple of different options for grout color and options for
Yes.
color on the mock-up itself?
Yeah, we can do different grout options on the mock-up, and we talked to
Great.
Braid about that.
Great. Sorry, I'm in and
Um,
out of tunnels right now. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Yeah, and then we do have, we're trying to also get kind of some grout samples for the trailer right now. We just have it's basically a piece of paper with different grout colors on there. And so that's in the trailer right now, so we can kind of look at that as well. But for the kind of on the larger markup, we can do the different grout colors.
I think it's Thursday it would be crunch time, but if committee members come by Thursday and Friday, does that work?
Yeah, I think that would work. We have our OAC on Thursday, so I mean, I'm more than happy to kind of run things through with anyone that kind of wants to come, and we can talk about it, if that would work.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so this slide just kind of shows a little bit of the schedule from Brait in terms of that larger mock-up. And so they're this week, I believe they're shooting to install some of the studs and some blocking and sheathing, and then the next week will be the AVB. So some of the performance testing and things like that will be a little bit down the line, but they're continuing to kind of work on that.
What are the rules for entering the site? Park out in the street, I assume, and walk
Yes.
Hill's trailer? Or they have to check in at Brait first, or
We can check in at Hill.
check in at Hill?
Yep. So it would
Yeah,
be
we're
the
asking
kind of the
everyone check in
farthest
at.
trailer. Yep, the
Okay.
second trailer. And I would park on Brantwood.
Yep.
You probably could get on site, but I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't do it. So yeah, so that's all kind of leading to this, right? As we've talked about, the windows, curtain wall, storefront, those are all kind of the longer lead times, right? So we're trying to get all of this done by the end of the week, just to so that we can release the windows. And that's all I have.
Okay. Any additional questions for Chris?
So do we have people that are interested in making the site visit to do this? Do we have any volunteers?
When's the site open? On Thursday?
Mark, what time do you get on site? You or Tom?
The site is open at 7 a.m. I know that's a little early for some people, but anytime between 7 and 3:30 or 4 p.m. should be fine.
Okay,
We can always arrange to be there and have someone there.
I can do it on Thursday morning. I have to drive out to another job site in Holyoke on Thursday, so I can swing by and visit.
All right.
Great.
And I can
Thanks, Mark.
I'm happy to do it as well.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, guys.
I'll definitely drop by, but not my expertise anyways. All right, we'll move on
Awesome.
to try to catch
Thank
up
you.
here. Springtown meeting. So Chris has done a lot of work on this and presentations, if you've caught it all. We shared a couple of the presentations over the weekend. We did not, Article 19 is coming up Thursday, Chris, is that confirmed now?
Nope, no, that one, if you can hear me okay, that was the surprise. I thought I was gonna have Thursday off,
That's
thought
right.
I'd be presenting 19 tonight, but I learned at 11 a.m. I needed to be ready to go for 19. So that was presented. The finance committee, hopefully you can hear me okay. The
Yes.
finance committee voted unanimously to recommend unfavorable action on the update to the master plan. The school committee voted unanimously to support it. And the vote went down 130 in favor, 20 against. So very strong support. So the master plan is funded. And town meeting opens in 53 minutes from now. We are not expected to pick up Article 34 until Thursday. That's the high school gym project that Mr. Fallon and I will be presenting.
Okay. Any questions for Chris on that?
I happened to watch it in the TV. Chris, you nailed it. Okay. So anyway, meant to send you a text, but I thought maybe I'll do it this morning. I got busy. But anyway, thank you.
I
great
appreciate that.
job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank Mark. I told, Andy had volunteered to give me pictures of construction, but there was one special photo I needed at the last possible moment at the gym. And Mark got me in there. I got the picture and I got just the reaction I was looking for. So that was cool.
Okay. The next part of that will be putting together a working group, preferably not a quorum, so that we can get some stuff done quickly. And that will be working with the master plan, getting it out. So can we wait for the next meeting to see who's interested since we don't have everyone on? I think we can, Meg, right?
Yeah, we won't, that won't, we can't really do much until town meeting closes, so we're fine.
Okay. So
Yeah.
keep that in the back of your head. If someone wants to volunteer, we'll need a few people to work through that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to create a designer selection committee for that, so.
Okay.
And can I chime in, Jay, and say when we did this last, I think we got a lot of good feedback on our last master plan process. So we had a few representatives of the EFPBC. We had a couple from the finance committee. We had one or two from school committee. We had one or two from the planning board. And it was very kind of broad representation, very collaborative, but it's early days. We got lots of time to kind of build that. Nobody's focused. I mean, it's great that it passed, but we have a couple more long and heated nights of town meeting ahead of us on budget stuff.
Okay. So keep that. We have another elections and projects schedule. Chris, I'm not sure what that one is.
Say that again, Jay.
Is under programming, elections and project schedule.
Yeah.
For the-
Yeah. Let me. That has to do. We should acknowledge that the town pivoted at the request of the town clerk and the former superintendent. We worked hard to get elections out of our elementary schools, and we kind of coalesced at the high school. Other than the Waterfield special election, which was, I guess, a couple of years ago with a pretty low turnout, the elections have been in the gymnasium at the high school. So that note, Jay, is about Article 34, which we think will be Thursday, right? If that passes, if I break up, you or Meg.
Just FYI, that's a gym floor renovation, so, or the gymnasium.
Yeah, Article 34 is right. So we've had some conversations with the town clerk about this, because remember, our goal is to have a contractor on. We could have design development and updated cost estimates in as little as 6 weeks. So things are going to start moving quickly if it passes. And the goal is to have a contractor on board by July and actually have work underway by August, so that the project is complete in time for the winter season. So the challenge is we have a state primary in early September. The Secretary of State is expecting over 80% turnout. It'll probably be that or more in Winchester. And then the presidential election in November, higher still. So based on conversations as recently as this morning with the town clerk and with the superintendent and with Andrew, what we're really looking to do is accommodate elections on the first floor of the high school in the commons. We're going to have to open up some ancillary spaces just given the volume of voter turnout. But we feel like it's best to keep people out of the gym we had some conversations with TAPE early on about maybe trying to reach, let's say, substantial completion on the floor ahead of the presidential election, but that seems a little risky. And, I think everybody's kind of concerned there might be a cost premium for that. So the clerk said this morning, if she's going to have to run the state election on the first floor in the Commons anyway, she's kind of inclined to just do the same thing for the presidential election. So that's what we're going to have to do. I think it'll be very, very tight. Hopefully it'll go smoothly. It might not, but that's just the consequence of getting this important project done and staying out of the hair of the contractor.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Any questions on that? All right, so we'll move on to the STH review report. Meg, is there an update on that?
Yeah, so last week, Chris Conway and myself had a updated meeting with Jennifer Grubb from SG&H, and their work is pretty much complete. It's all been pretty positive. I mean, there is work that's gonna have to be done in there, but it's not as bad as we thought it was, which is good news. They are wrapping up their report right now and their schematic level cost estimates, and they would like to come to this committee on May 20th to present their findings. So what we'll try to do is do a copy of their report prior to the 20th, so you have a chance to review it before their presentation. And then obviously, we'll have plenty of opportunity to ask questions, but the whole idea is to wrap this up and get it for summer session of fall town meeting. So I think if you're in 20th,
Yeah, we're getting feedback somewhere on.
yeah. Anyways, hopefully they'll be able to come on the 20th and you guys can hear their presentation and get the update.
Okay. Any questions for Meg on this? Chris, do you have a question or your hands up?
Is that my hand that's up?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, weird. I don't even see that on my phone. I apologize
Oh,
for that. Let me
yeah.
try to fix that.
All right,
Anyway,
not a problem.
So no, but I will just say quickly, the one bit of good news they shared with us is that they've looked at all the grade beams. They had some concerns about whether we had washout and we were undermining grade beams, and they no longer have any concern about that. So that's good. They have found no evidence of spalling or delamination on the upper floors, which is something we asked them to look at. They have done some sampling, and they are finding there is some carbonation, penetration into the concrete, but that's one of three things that lead to, or one of the three key elements that can lead to deterioration, and there's no evidence of the other two. So I think that'll be an interesting thing for us to talk to them about. But they basically said overall the first floor is in generally good shape. They even did the math, and they basically, what was it, Meg? They said like 0.6% of the first floor needs work. And they have some ideas about what we can do to kind of protect it long term. So should be a really good meeting on the 20th.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, we'll move on to payments and authorizations that we sent out. You have that handy, Andy?
Let me try to pull it up. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't think I have it, Meg. Did you?
No.
send it? No.
I don't know if Jay, if you're on the.
He should be on the distribution. Yeah, it
Oh,
goes.
actually, I do have it. Sorry.
Yeah, it would have come from Jay.
Yep. Let me share it.
And if you want to run through it, Meg.
Yeah, so
seemed like much, right?
so there's application number 5 in the amount of $2,649,795.64. Triumph Modular, their rental, invoice for $29,850. Tepe's monthly invoice for $137,100.33. And Hill's monthly invoice, which includes, yep, the testing company. Why can't-
UTS.
UTS.
UTS, I get the reports every day. In the amount of $107,713.60. And then finally Frida's time, in the amount of $989.25.
Okay,
And
nothing else. Any questions?
Nothing
for
else.
Meg? We are gonna work on getting the AIAs to the Google Drive so everyone can, we're not emailing them out. That will be in the works. So it'll be easier to review. Okay, can we get a motion?
Yeah,
I'll
move
make the
to,
motion.
okay, Lisa, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to overtalk, sorry.
Okay, Lisa, and second?
Second,
Thank you, Mark. Okay, Frank? I'm not sure if he's still on. Nope. All right, Lisa, we have Todd,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Chris?
Did you say Chris? I say yes.
Okay, Don?
Aye.
Okay, so that's all set, Meg. I'll get that over to you tonight.
Okay, great.
Next meeting date, we
Sorry.
have May 20th, and we'll have the SGH presentation like Megan just told us. And then we're looking for June 17th, and then
And June 10th.
June
And
10th and the 17th. Yeah, I'm looking at my notes here. So we're looking to do June 10th and the 17th for our next meetings. The 3rd is too close to pull everything together. So that's the
And
game plan.
it's not like you get the summer off, even though it says
Right.
there's a break, so.
Be a busy summer.
Yeah.
So the next meeting will be the 20th, and hopefully everyone can, or whoever wants to, stop by by Thursday and see the windows. And what should they do if they have a comment? Just email them to me and I'll get them to the team, or we don't really want to discuss it on site, right?
No, that would be the wise way,
Yeah,
so that way
okay.
we could also track the comments and make sure that they're answered properly. If they have questions on site and we have answers to, absolutely, but more of kind of preferences, choices, comments, run them through you, Jay.
Okay. That works for me. Okay, seeing anything else? Enjoy town meeting tonight. And we get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Chris, second?
second,
Mark, all right, thank you. And Frank's already left. Lisa?
Yes.
Okay. Todd?
Yes.
Okay, John?
Aye.
Okay, and Don.
Aye.
And
All
I'm
right,
here
thank you,
to-
everyone. What's
I'm
that?
here to
Oh,
say
Geeta. Oh, I'm
Yes,
sorry,
yes.
Geeta.
I did, yes, I'm good. Okay, thank
Okay.
you. Okay,
All right, thank you.
Thank
thank
you.
you, everyone.
Have a good night.
Have a great
Good
night.
Talk on the
Good
20th.
luck, Chris, tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Bye-bye.